Hello and welcome to the first quarterfinal game of the Scrunchable Cadaver Scrub League tournament. I'm one of your hosts, Ant-Man, and joining me, as always, is Mr. Mohan.
Yes, hello everybody, exciting times today.
That's it, it's really starting to ramp up, especially in the winners bracket, where, yes, we have our favourite Protoss, Mr. Fear, and we don't like him really. The evil Zerg,
I love
Mr.
him.
Kainelor.
Me being a Zerg player, he's like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I know.
Is there only hope?
There's me.
Except that's not strictly true. We'll have quite a good split actually left in the competition, and certainly even in the winners bracket.
That's it. I mean, it's looking pretty good. We've even got some of Camp Sam through as well. They're coming through.
They've been practicing away in their little ghetto or their harem.
They got the little training house. He is like Sam is like the Louis Walsh of StarCraft.
What, a wee bit gay and not very
Still
funny.
lives with his mum.
Sam, we love you.
Oh God, what are we doing? So, anyhow,
this war between you and Sam is really taking off.
I'm just saying, if he wants to start playing StarCraft, I'll play him. Dear.
We keep him.
That could be a video series we will get onto next. But today, we have Kainelor versus Fear, and let's see. So, what can we expect from the game? I mean, Kainelor, as you said, is the Zerg. Really good style on him. Can surprise you in a good few amount of ways. And I have no idea. I have no sort of real feeling on what sort of build he would go for. I don't know. You're more the Zerg man.
Well, Kainelor's a bit of an odd beast in people that I play with, and that they actually practice. So he practices macro techniques. He practices micro and techniques.
The micro trainer.
So he does those things to get better, which is quite unusual because it's not something that I've done with him, which probably bears out quite well in the results. But I think what we'll see from Kainelor is a very simple build to start with. I think you'll see him drone up quite high and get good map coverage with his overlords. And the first map I think is Crow's Patrol. I think we'll see him then go for just lings at the start and upgrade them quickly, and then he'll adapt from there depending on what he scouts Fear do.
That's it. Is it Shikura's Plateau? It's the one. Is it Entombed Valley? It's the one we played the other day with the big.
It is Entombed Valley. It is.
That's it. The large raised area in the middle. I quite like this map. It seems quite a few great games do take place on this map. And let's see, what could we expect him from Fear? I mean, let's see. He's did he do a Forge Fast expand the other day, or was he the sort of like semi-cannon rusher, or was that
both? He was he was the semi-cannon rusher. But what he actually did was he was clever with his pylon placement. So he's going to make sure that Kainelor has very good map vision in the map, because if you can have seen that style from him, he might expend an awful lot of time and energy trying to find that bloody pylon. As you do when you're playing Protoss, if you know you're playing against somebody that hides the pylon, you're going to go looking for it. You're going to go continually scouting, continually probing, to see what happens, and from there I guess that's the Cadaver. We'll come back and forward. But anyway, so that's the style that he's showing. He does fancy stuff outside his base. He keeps it quite simple with his front door, at least initially. We didn't see too much else from him when he was playing against Zagzag in the last match. So we don't know what he develops into, whether he's got a macro game to go with it, a longer style game. Like I said, Kainelor will just play it as it goes. And on this map, he's not going to have the opportunity for nines, I don't think. The bases themselves are quite small. So if Fear turtles up a little bit, he might struggle to get in, maybe, as easily as he might like.
That's it. Yeah. Because even Mutalisk play on this map is particularly hard because the sort of the no man's land around the outside of the map is quite restricted. Also, so I mean, if you've got some stalkers, for example, right on the edge of the map, they can probably hit those mutas right on the very edge.
He just needs to keep a couple round, just to keep Kainelor honest, because to commit totally to Mutalisk is really, really expensive endeavour, and you will need a couple of bases to do it. At least to always nearly stay one base ahead of your team. If you're playing Zerg, you're going to be style and it's fast. production of units. Been trying to get a base ahead at all times. So. Interesting.
That's it. I think we should jump straight in, mate, just to really get a feeling of... and that's my dog commentating on the starting of proceedings.
Some might say an improvement on us, but we'll see.
That's it.
So, ready to go?
Yes, on faster.
On faster, yep. In 3, 2, 1, go. And we have, down in the bottom left, it starts with Kainelor for me, who is also playing as a Tango Tan. Well, he's very much an orange, I think. Though.
He's in the orange trunks. It's not the Tan Terran of Tilt.
Yeah, that could get confusing if these two meet up, and in this case later on. He's in the bottom left, and in the top right is Mr. Fear.
That's it. Oh, yeah, fairly standard at the moment. I imagine we're going to see the pylon and scout from Fear.
There we go. He's dropping his pylon a bit further back than you might expect, and he's going back.
No scout.
He's teasing. We'll talk about the peculiarities of this map. There's pretty, expansions are quite easy. There's quite a narrow choke point outside the expansions with the rocks let up the side, so there's good staging area for attacks just at the bottom of the ramps for both players. For instance, for Fear to throw a pylon out around. The third can be a bit harder to get to, or a bit harder to cover for Zerg. And you've got the rear bearing located either side of. So, the gateway going down, Kainelor's just rolling away.
That's it. Nothing as yet. No pool as yet either, by the looks of it.
No, I don't expect him to. I think he'd play very conservatively. He'd probably go hatch first here.
In
fact, after 15, he'll take this drone. Fear's trying to block him.
He could go
now. Get rid of him and then he'd come back. No, he's trying. Well, this is what we're talking about. He's pretty much aware of the fact that he's faced these forward pylons, and here comes the hatch now. And Kainelor's just sticking around in this base just to see what happens. He sees 2 gates go up. He walk around that. Still no pool. Sticking at 15 is. Money's getting up to the point where he might throw down a pool. 200 now, and he's throwing down a pool. He's thrown down a Stefano style pool. As I say, normally you'd see Zerg players hide it around the back, but if you think there might be some early pressure, you can stick it up by your hatchery to create a bit of a choke for units coming in. So that block them off a little bit. And Kainelor and Fear still doing a little dance around the around the base.
That's it. Kainelor, him and his bloody micro trainer.
Your trainer, exactly right. So he's got to sell it out. Kainelor, I think, will just let this stick in here until he sees something. I don't think there's any harm in him doing this. He's actually clicked, double clicked, shift clicked throughout his whole way around. And Kainelor is on a pool popped. Money kept quite low. He's been in the gas.
That's it. Only just got that gas, and Fear still to get the gas as well. He's just throwing down his assimilator now. So fairly late for both players. So they're just going to sort of play meat and potatoes by the looks of it for a short while, just to get their feet underneath them.
Yeah. So like I said, both players are playing quite conservatively at the moment, just feeling each other out. Here comes 2 zealots in a little push, and we're going to have a load of Zergers come out here. The Spank Tower will finish.
That will finish, yes.
So I just block them off, try and hold them here long enough for this to finish. There's more lings.
Will it go? Oh, there we go. The drone takes them off. Nice.
The other thing that Kainelor has is very good control of the drones as offensive units in his base. So he is quite capable and quite willing to let his drones take some of the brunt of any attack.
Well, that's it. That strong showing, though, has certainly put Fear off. He's running those 2 additional zealots right back into his base now.
But, I mean, was a good move to make because it keeps Kainelor honest away from droning.
That's it, yeah. And he also gets a quick look around the base to see if there is any sort of extra structures like a roach spawn or something like that coming up. It's about the time for that, possibly.
So for the cost of 2 zealots, he's achieved quite a lot.
Well, that's it. He's forced the Zergling production from Kainelor as well.
He has. So Kainelor's going for a little runabout here. More, I think, to see if he can find a pylon. That drone lived, by the way. It's still going. It's making its way back home.
Oh man!
And if I actually look to see what he's seen, he knows there's 2 gates. He's seen a cyber core, but he didn't see any of the rest of it. Although he did. No, he took another drone. He took the gas in Fear's base. Just to keep fighting in there. So, Kainelor's just droning up. He's 10 drone advantage at the moment. And as such, he's just pumping everything up. He's moved his spine colour down the front that he produced. You can see the benefit of having this high macro kind of push, because he moves down for fear.
Well, that's it with, at the moment, Kainelor nearly has double the mineral income as well, just by having those 10 extra harvesters at the moment.
What you see from Kainelor now is the fact that you get to a certain drone count. We'll see it at the moment. It's at 35, it's about 35, 36, and he'll hit just lings. Because he'd be expecting a push about this time of some sort. He'd be expecting some sort of pressure. And he has the speed in the Zerglings to get there and back. So he's actually pushed them further on the top to their base. Watching for the possibility of the third base. But if he spots anything, like you see, he has a Overlord's parked in the wee hidden spot that Fear can't see.
That's it, over the top, so only,
base.
Only aircraft can,
so he can see when he's going to go for the push out. And he knows that if he gets a massive Zerglings here, he'll be able to go in and take this small force out. Only 4 zealots and Stalker. He doesn't know what's back home, but you've got to assume that Fear's just pushed out to there.
That's it, and I mean, and the map vision of Kainelor as well, you can see it's just the entire central corridor is owned by Kainelor.
He has all of those. Exactly right. That's the hallmark of his play in general, on the games that we've watched. He's good. Saturated 2 bases here with Hydras for his first tech base.
And the third base coming down also.
Indeed, so he oversaturated his 2 bases, and he just keep on falling and keep on throwing down more and more. He could throw down a 4th if he really wanted to be a bit greedy, but I think he's probably seeing this very zealot heavy force of Fears and saying I'll just hold off on that.
That's it.
What he's probably waiting for is a run by.
As
soon as he sees the push come out, he will do a run by into the
those
base.
lings and try and disable his economy. But at the moment, as you say, Zealot Heavy, he is going for the Hydra tech and he's getting the grooved spines, which will increase the range of those Hydras. But he still needs something. What is he going to rely on? Zerglings possibly, just to try and tank the damage up front from the Zealots and let the Hydras eat them away from behind.
Well, he's building enough. See, as you can see, he's created a partial wall off with his Evo Chambers and his Spine Crawler. So he's confident enough in that if he gets the +1, I think, he can hide behind this wall and just pick them off with the Hydralisks, I would imagine. Kainelor's very, very great faith in his Zerglings as an ability to just create havoc, fight off most of the early pressure. If Fear's looking at his base, he's thrown around here with his observer. He's not seeing a great deal. He knows that the third base up, which he is joined by creep as well. Always very, very important. So he's waiting for a scout. He's turned this into an overseer, and he's going for a little scout in his base, which is really very, very, very clever.
But that's it. If you currently look at the amount of harvesters,
2 changelings
as well.
Well,
that's it. The SCV, the harvester count at the moment is 52 to 24 at the moment. So the income is skyrocketing, nearly 3 times the amount of minerals incoming for Fear. Sorry, for Kainelor.
He's on 3 bases. And his little changelings is so very good with those. He just hides them in 2 different parts of the 2 different parts of the base, and he can see everything that needs to be seen. He knows what's coming. He knows what kind of tech he's to go up against, and as you can see, he's 2,500 minerals here. He may as well throw down another.
There we go. He's seen the Colossus as well.
He's seen the Colossus. So will we see a tech change? Well, he's got his spire halfway up, and he's all they do now is get the 200 as quickly as he can. He's already got a 20. Well, he's getting up to nearly 40 to the advantage, but he's got to be. You look at that, and there's 60 feet. Suicide for any player to let out there to get up that big at his rate, because he can just pump. See, to go from where he's at 102 supply now to 200, would nearly take a timestamp here of 13 minutes. Really see how he can get to 200.
That's it as well, because he's sitting on 3k as well, just with the income being nearly 3 times that of Fear's. Yeah, he can just repopulate insanely fast. I'm trying to think of Fear's possible, well, just his mindset right now. Do you think he's trying to get that Protoss death ball going, or?
He is. Well, he's trying to get enough Colossus out, because he's seeing that there's not little much else apart from Zerglings at the moment. Even sitting around the base, there's just this big ball of Zerglings here at the side, waiting for a run by, waiting for a push out. I think that's exactly what Kainelor is playing for. He's trying to get the death ball. He's got the Zealots around here at the front to tank any Zerglings that come up. He can create a wall off there, and then he's sniping from behind and then for a push. I think that's what Fear's hoping for. But he's got to be thinking that there's going to be Mutas coming sometime soon.
Fear does need to start thinking about his upgrades as well. He's still 0-0 on everything.
Yeah, but he's getting his thermal lance and he's getting his ground weapons level 1. He's still down another robo. But he's caught a bit in a I don't know what to do, as Kainelor's now starting to big creep on all the other bases. Stop experimenting. So he's always doing something. Yeah, he's got the movement speed on his overlords here as well. Just good faster, tips going down. He's just technical.
That's it. He's just yeah, he knows where Fear is, and that's it. He can see pretty much what he's got, and yeah, he's just got him penned in at the moment. So I think he's sort of still increasing his supply, but gaining more minerals while doing it. So I mean, he's just gonna have an entirely disposable army quite soon. That throw away and smash against yeah, Fear's army, wipe it out, then repopulate in. Oh, here we go, big move out, Colossi coming out from the front door.
Here we go. So he needs to get the Colossus in behind his other units that he's going to push out, because they're easy prey sitting here. All Kainelor doing is tacking up here at the moment. And here comes the push out. So he has got the Colossus. He needs to get them in position. See what's the kind of reaction they have. So he's just going to take down the rocks. Kainelor's backed off because he's seen a move towards their base here. Gonna do. Oh, so the push outs come, and here comes his run by. All that.
Do they turn around, or is he invested now? Is he going to try and
base trade it? No, he's going to go for the base trading. Yeah. He's gonna know that he's done a bit of trouble here, I think. So there's a pretty good. Yeah.
That's it. The roaches for the front line. The Hydra's back line. Just the DPS on them is staggering.
It is. If you can let them sit in behind, they will just chew through most armies.
That's it.
And there's the 3. Oh dear. There was the 3 Colossus down. They're very short.
That's it. Very
fast.
Probably
more because probably more because they weren't upgraded. To be perfectly honest.
Yeah, that too. That's it. Nice timing from Kainelor. According to Fear, it's I'm sure he'll feel a bit of a wally when he watches it back in the replay.
Kainelor's just sitting and waiting from very early game for a push out, just to do a run by with the Lings. It was just set up that way for the whole game. Kainelor was not going to do anything but build his economy and build lava until he could do the run back, and that was all that he was waiting on.
So do you think this is a done deal? I mean, with this, Fear's style of not really sort of checking up on Kainelor, keeping him honest. I mean, the first move with the 2 Zealots coming out was good, just to sort of poke around and yeah, just to sort of keep him on his toes and make sure he can't just drone, and that's it. But then after that, it sort of all production, well, any sort of like incentive to try and get in his base just stopped, and he sat and turtled up and allowed Kainelor to just go mental with the macro.
He did indeed. He just let him get to nearly 70 drones without much opposition. I think Fear was always thinking, how am I going to get out? He's been sitting macroing, or he will have so much stuff here. Well, he could see to a certain point with the observers, but I've let him get too far ahead. I'm stuck here, but I've got to do something. And then when he pushed out, the run by just went past him. What he probably would be thinking of doing is, I could attack more, or move out quicker, smaller groups maybe, with something like that. Or if I had what I think is actually a very good tactic against Zerg, especially early game, get a couple of Phoenixes out, throw the Stargate up, and you can start sniping overlords around the map.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah.
All around the map. It's really, especially against Kainelor style, especially, I think that's the way to do it. Same with your turn. Get 2 Vikings out and start sniping them overlords, because you can see from the end of that game, he has every base covered with creep. R1.
That's it. I suppose I've just had an epiphany live on the air. I suppose for Zerg to go any form of air, really, it's a fair investment. They can't really go any sort of air without, like, with a minimum of 2 bases. Basically, they can't really afford air.
That's exactly right. You have to commit to take up to Mutalisks or Corruptors or even Hydras. They're all tier 2 units. So they all need lure behind them to do. So it's not a quick switch to go, right, I'm going to throw down like tier 1 unit of Stalker or Marine for Terran Protoss have that ability for anti-air. Zerg don't. Aside from Queen. And Queens are so slow to get around the map, they're not really seen as an offensive unit. So yes, that's exactly it. You've got it. If you can keep those overlords at bay and keep on annoying them, having to build overlords, constantly think about overlords, then you're gaining some sort of advantage. You're getting the Zerg player away from thinking, I'm just going to drone, I'm going to build units, I'm going to do the bug stuff and stuff again and again and again. And you'll catch them. You know, I think you've got to force Kainelor to think a bit more than what he's doing. Have him aware that he needs to be prepared for something else.
That's it, just to have, at least a sort of bank that he can't just drone all day long. And, yeah.
So, the initial 2 Zealot push was good. Needed to be followed up with something. To be perfectly honest, if you could get even one of those slight cannon contains, something to keep him honest early doors, you might need to see it. It's harder to do against Zerg, obviously. But, because the Overlord's in his division, but something to just keep Kainelor a bit more honest about it, about his play.
That's it. So I think we're about ready to jump into our second game.
Indeed we are. It is. But I'm going to give up. Call these maps, I think. First one, probably and this is Daybreak. Whatever. They're all very, very similar. It's a very similar map to the first one. The big difference being that it's easier to take the third base here for both players because there's a joining path. So I'm ready to go.
Ready.
When you are. So in 3, 2, 1, go.
Check. Cool. Okie doke, so we have the supremely evil Zerg of Kainelor back in the southwest, my lover, and Fear in the purple trunks right up there in the northeast.
Indeed. So we'll see what Fear does here at the start. I think if I was Kainelor, I would just do exactly the same thing as happened beforehand. Especially seeing as Fear seemed to think it was a timing push rather than.
I just didn't know how. They may have watched the replays. I didn't check the timestamps on the files, but if they had a good 20 minutes between games, just so Fear could have a bit of a look at this, then he would see that timing wasn't anything to do with it. Kainelor was just waiting, basically.
Waiting and just to see him pushing out.
That's it. That was it. That was just the sort of trigger for the attack. I mean, he could have gone at any other time and still made a fool of him on the front lines.
Indeed. I actually played a 2v2 with Kainelor once, and I got to the point of 2v2 where I was really worried. We'd sat back and just amassed lings, and I started to voice my displeasure at the fact that we were very much seemed to be behind. And he said, no, it's fine, just sit here, pull them to the side, and as soon as they push out and get maybe 20 feet outside the base, we'll go running in. And invariably what happens is somebody pulls back initially and then decides to go for the base trade. And that moment the bidding decision is the bit that really kills them.
It is particularly hard to try and base trade against Zerg. Just if they've got any sort of bank behind them, then that's it. They're going to have reinforcements popping out right in front of the attackers.
So what we're saying, we've got to pull first for Kainelor. Probably sensing the fact that Fear will feel that he needs to put more pressure on. So he's getting himself a pull up first. And yes, Fear's going for 2 gates very quickly.
That's it, no gas. Yes, straight up 2 gate. He's going to certainly have some offensive units out in the next minute or so.
So this little probe is going to take Kainelor in a very merry dance. The 4 Zerglings popping out initially just to deal with any early pressure as it gets up to 6. Now 19 supply with no extra hatch.
Will he go for the spine crawler as well, do you think? I reckon he'd throw one out the front.
He'd throw one out in a second, absolutely. First zealot.
Saving up a wee bit of money of his own there, Fear. That's why it's not 300 minerals.
Throw down an Nexus maybe? But you were expecting a Ford.
Yeah, an FFE of him. Yeah. But maybe he's playing well reverse psychology. He thought that Kainelor would probably expect that also. So if he plays counterintuitively and gets another Nexus down quick, but no, he's not. He's going for a Cybercore, and now he's getting the assimilator.
Couple zealots, assimilator, and we have exactly the same scenario here for Kainelor. He's just leaving those 4 Zerglings there, and they'll just sit there. I think, he's going for a little probe to see what he can find. Throw one to Zelnaga to get map vision, throw the 3 at the front door just to see what's sitting there. I mean, you see quite a lot sitting there. So just wait to see what Nexus is going to be doing.
They're currently supplied blocked as well, a wee smidge. So nothing coming out. 10 seconds, 15 seconds till he's unblocked. So a bit of a pain there if he's hoping to go for a real sort of like early timing push for these zealots.
So it might actually...
That micro, bloody hell. You could see he clicked about 20 times when he ran it down the ramp, clicked about 8 times and clicked it back up, then he got in.
But he actually picked his timing to do it, was very good as well. He had just thrown down 2 simulators. He was, he didn't have an awful lot to do with his gas. He's thrown down 3. He's seen those a lot of zealots. He's seen 4 zealots. He's thrown down 3 spine crawlers initially, and a roach. Warren.
That's it. But big change here. Fear is going to air. The Stargate has just started.
Stargate. So I think this is good.
Void Rays.
Well, he'd probably go Void Rays, but I would throw out a Phoenix. I would throw out a Phoenix just for map vision. I'll throw the Phoenix out first and then get a Void Ray, or just one Void Ray just to keep Kainelor honest. Get him to invest money in Spore Crawlers. Get him to invest money in Queens. And always have the thought that's going to happen in the back of the room. Food's very, very even at the moment.
It's slightly surprising, I suppose. Let's see what have we got on the income there. I mean, yeah, only 6 harvesters different at the moment, so economies are kind of similar.
Yeah. Fear's invested more in units, and it is the Phoenix is going for first.
Good stuff.
It's nearly like I've seen this game before, but that's exactly the right move. He needs to get rid of these.
The overlords.
These overlords. There you go. He's just starting to pick them apart. He's getting more Phoenix out and starting to own the map a wee bit better. This is exactly what he should do.
That's it. Hopefully, if he can take away that, sort of take away the security blanket of Kainelor, just sort of by suddenly being shut into the dark, it may put him off and play more defensively and get some more units out rather than straight droning. And
the other good part about it is, of course, if you've more than one Phoenix, you can start messing about with the screen.
That's it, because they can then start lifting up and shooting down,
That's exactly right. So there he is, he's going for a little Overlord hunt at the moment. This is exactly right. So, Kainelor knows this is happening, he's just pumped out. He's nowhere near supply block even at this stage, but he's building 3 Overlords, but he started to invest money in his Spore Crawler. Which is exactly what you want to do. You want to keep him on his toes a bit.
That's it. Well, he's got 3 coming down, so that is already a minor investment.
So we could 5 going down.
Yeah, 5 down now.
Yeah. Whereas 6. All Fear has done is build 2 Phoenixes.
And they've already paid for themselves with the Overlord deaths as well.
Overlord deaths and his investment in Spore Crawlers. He doesn't need to go anywhere near the base. As you can see from Fear at this stage, he's still building units. He's still building Stalkers and Zealots and that kind of stuff. Could do with a couple of sentries probably. And here is he's invested in Hydralisk again. So if I was Fear now, he doesn't know this, of course. This is his biggest problem. If he was able to see this time, he would be trying to get a forward pylon out now, because Kainelor doesn't have the map vision this time.
That's it. I mean, he is trying to replace with Zerglings, like a few solitary Zerglings going out, but the vision is nothing compared to what it was last game.
Because of this, and he could get a forward pylon down here and go for a push in his front door. No.
That's it. The second Nexus coming up now. But yeah, I'd like to see more possibly production units, sort of gateways from.
He could do another couple of gates. Would definitely be a much better. He's going to build a robo here, and he's going to build something out of the robo before anything comes out. So this is going to delay his push by a good 4 minutes, 3-4 minutes. Whereas he's got the Phoenixes out. He's going on the hunt for overlords. There aren't overlords free around the place now. He knows his opponent will have to pack up to deal with that, or the threat of that, and he should have went for the push then.
That's it. Yeah, again, he's going to let Kainelor adjust to this tech switch. I mean, Zerg, if any race, are the best at adjusting to tech switches. He's going to adjust to it, tailor his units, and that's it. When he comes knocking on the front door, he's going to get rebuffed again.
He is, and he's throwing down the spire here. Straight off the bat, so he's left too long. At least he's throwing down multiple gateways here. So by the time they finish, and if they can turn into warp gates, then you get a forward pylon down. We can reinforce by pushing these things down. As you can see, Kainelor doesn't have his little posse of Zerglings sitting waiting for the run by, even at this stage, because he's been distracted. He's had to deal with these Phoenixes.
That's it, big move out of the centre of the map. Kainelor may have had enough. He's that's it, split in 2 ways with those Hydras, hoping to do quite a bit of ranged damage. The forge had gone down about 1.5 minutes previously for Fear, so no cannons out quite yet, although it could start planting them now.
The mortals is finished, but he'll go up push the front door and he'd see it, it's nearly all blocked. So, he'll not like what he's seen there, Kainelor, to be fair. No. But he's brought his units there. He'll try and probably try and get another couple of Zerglings to try and tank the damage, but he's going to try and draw Kainelor out of this little choke that he's created.
That's it, yeah, by using, like, not an exploit, but, yeah, part of the AI, where they will chase the unit for about 10 meters or so.
Indeed, so it looks like Fear actually has hold.
Put them on hold position, so then they just stand there and, yeah, won't get dragged out.
So here we go, here's the Russian Zerglings coming out to tank some of this damage to the front to let the Hydras's take out the gateways here, I think.
They're still holding and not attacking. Oh, there we go. So there we go, that's held okay, but now the real DPS coming out from the Hydralisk is a massive
so he's stuck here. Oh, so clever by Kainelor, I have to say. How he used the Zerglings to tank the damage and let the Hydralisk just
get into that
bump away.
Concave, and then that's it. They just unleash the spines of hell.
And all that happened then behind that is Kainelor's through at 36 Zerglings. Just to back it up, while he's got the pressure on, he keeps the pressure on because he's able to pull larva.
And that's it, I mean, production still continues from Fear. I mean, he's got an Immortal coming out, but it's far too late now.
It is. He had his window of opportunity maybe on around 9-10 minutes. He had Kainelor building unnecessary structures and units, and there's the
That's it, as you say, he did he forced the tech switch out of Kainelor, but unfortunately he gave him the time to do the tech switch and sort of get his legs back underneath him again and sort of tailor his units to it. So I mean, if he continued the air pressure, for example, with Void Rays, then he had the Hydras for that, and then as well they serve just for excellent DPS, just to try, because normally, say if a Protoss will go air, then they will sort of bolster up their front doors, and Hydras are fantastic for, yeah, just taking out that sort of thing, as we've seen.
The Fear was so good in getting out the 2 Phoenixes. I think he's showing an awful lot of the rest of the competition here, how you can get at.
I think he's a bit like me. He's got a great first 5 minutes and then falls apart. But he didn't fall apart, I fall apart. But
yeah, he just was trying to get a bit more tech up behind him to push out, rather than spotting that he would force a tech switch at Kainelor, and he should go then, because he had been kept on building gateway units at that stage. And, you know, he could have went for his push then. If he had went at that stage, even with the 3 spine callers that were at the Kainelor's front door, he would have you know, caused an awful lot of problems at that stage while he was still building the tech and building all his spore crawlers, which ultimately were useless and not needed.
That's it. I mean, even if it'd gone, yeah, Phoenix and Charge Lot, something like that. And then, yeah, that's it. Just because at that time, there was a phase for about 3 or 4 minutes when Kainelor had no vision. He was sort of like trapped in his own base and just didn't know anything.
A bit worried.
Yeah, that's it. So I mean, that'd be the time. Even if it'd just gone Phoenix Charge Lot and then he had the 3 spine crawlers, but then there'd be pretty short work or just a case for a run by, or for one of his, yeah, for one of his 2 expansions. It could have gone differently. It's Fair started very well, but then lacked the follow through.
He lacks the courage of his own convictions, as the phrase goes.
I was about to say balls, but then I am crude. But then no, it's not. No, it's not even in a bad way. It's just that's it. With being 1 game down, he didn't really want to make a very strong assertive move, only for it to go sort of wrong on him. That's the thing you do.
And it was still in his mind as the meta game goes. He's thinking, I go for a push out here. These things are just going to come run past me again.
And they're ready to.
And I don't know which side they're going to come from.
He had a few there ready to do it as well.
He had a couple, but he didn't. He didn't get distracted. He pulled them home because he thought, I'm going to get
the whole Phoenix, yeah.
Indeed, but the problem with the gateway units for the Protoss, especially early game, is they're quite slow. So if he pushes all one way and pushes all the other way, he leaves himself exposed. He's finding it very hard to cover all his bases. So he decided to pack up a wee bit behind him and then see what went, and it just gave him just that time just to get the units out that he needed for the composition that he thought would create the most damage. And that's it.
So that's it. So we have Kainelor going forward in the tournament to face the winner of Tilt versus Adve, which we will cast in a. Well, I don't know when we get round to it. I don't know if it can be bothered. We'll do it.
It's not very exciting at all. I don't know. We have our first semi-finalist anyway. In Kainelor.
Certainly, yeah, to play either Tilt or Adve, and Fear moves down now to play. Would be the winner of Ordeer.
They were a long way behind that in the losers bracket. The losers bracket needs to get kicking on.
That's it. These bloody losers, I tell you, they need to get a rocket up their arse or something.
Okay.
I'm all forlorn as well. I lost as well, but dear.
So yeah, but the good thing is, everybody's seen Kainelor play 4 games now. Everybody's seen Fear play 4 games. You can get an idea from watching the games of exactly where the strengths, where the weaknesses, you know, where you maybe might be able to get at them. Start formulating a plan for how to attack them.
Well, that's it. I think I didn't expect before we started the tournament to be this even, sort of, because I mean every player, whether it's just because I'm the commentator's chair, but every player seems beatable in their own way.
Indeed.
As well.
Even the very good players, and each player has had the opportunity to lose and win nearly every game at some stage. You've seen that when going for it, so I mean, it breaks down an awful lot of the wall of mystery when you sit on this side of it, that certain players are seen as so much better than others. When in actual fact, you know,
it's a case of timing.
It is a case of timing in an awful lot of cases.
That's it. And speaking of timings, I think it's timings for us to get a move on, I would say, Mr. Mohan. That is the most tenuous link ever.
Okay. Need to work on these.
I've been workshopping that one. It's coming out good.
Keep on. So
yes, Mr. Kainelor takes it in a 2-0 victory. He progresses to become our first semi-finalist. And yes, we will have Tilt versus Adve for you very soon. So yes, I'd like to thank you, Mr. Mohan, for being my co-host here in the sweaty commentator's booth.
Thank you for joining me as well.
It's alright, I'm going to get the old Harpic out as well. I get it smelling better for the next game.
Bit of Febreze in this house. We tech up that way.
I made a money for Febreze.
We tech up. Dear. Leave the dog, you see, you should have Febreze.
Oh god, I just watched the dog with the hose outside.
So that's a novel idea.
So that's it. So more time for animal cruelty next game. We do thank you very much, and yeah, go to scrunchablecadaver.com to see the previous games and for more information. And I think that will do us. So goodbye.
Goodbye.